sponsors of Gospel 88.7 FM. For more information, 609-484-0452.
Praise the Lord and welcome to God's Will for Your Life. I'm your host and teacher, Prophet Dr. Kenny Applewhite. How many know that God is good, God is great, and God is awesome? I'm going to be with you for about an hour today, have an awesome teaching delivered straight from heaven. Also, I want you to tune in next week. We're going to have Karen Clark Sheard. I'll be interviewing. She's a good friend of mine. She's from the legendary Clark sisters. Dorinda, Jackie, Karen, and Twinkie Clark. They have a new project that's coming out, and they have a movie coming out next year as well about their lives. So my friend Karen, I talked to her this morning, and she said next week she will come on and talk to me on this show. God is a good God. We'll be having, every now and then, I'll have some celebrities to call in, and they'll be some of my friends. Everybody knew that I was in the music business for a long time, for many years. So I have a lot of music industry friends. But I want to talk to you today about the effectual fervent prayer. God is calling us to longer prayers. He's trying to build you up and strengthen you. Some of us, we've been a little distant from him. We're not praying like we used to. We're not reading like we used to. We don't seek him like we used to. A lot of times we only seek him when we need something, but you have to seek God continually, because why? I told you last week that we have a relational contract with the Lord. And relational contract means it's almost like a marriage. We're married to God. I don't know all of the marriage vows, but I know one says sickness and death and health and all those things. But we are to be committed to the Lord. If you really find your place in God, he will bless you openly, above and beyond what you can ask or what you can even think. So if you have your Bibles and you're listening, or on your phone, your iPhone, I want you to go to James 5:16. This is an incredible message or word that God has given us. It says, confess your faults one to another and pray one for another that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. And I love that. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. The book of James was written by James. The themes are faith that works. The date of writing is after death 45-49. The Bible tells us that James is classified as a general epistle because it was originally addressed to a wider audience than a local church. The Bible said that the salutations to the 12 which are scattered abroad, along with the reference, indicate that the letter was written initially to Jewish Christians living outside the Holy Land, and it is possible that the recipients of the letter, they were among the first converts in Jerusalem who, after Stephen's murder, if you know Stephen, he was considered the first evangelist, and when he was martyred, they stoned him. And you got to remember, in those days, they weren't little stones. They were like boulder rocks. And the one that killed him broke his neck. It took two people to do it, and they threw it on his neck. And the Bible said when Stephen had looked up, he saw Jesus standing. He was sitting on a chair next to God, and Stephen was able to see Jesus standing. And the reason for Jesus standing, he was saying, Stephen, I am proud of you. And he took him on home. During this time, these were Jewish Christians, and the devil was angry. He was mad because these people were considering themselves to be favorable with the Lord. They were excited about Jesus, but they had to go into hiding and run because they were highly persecuted. That's why we as Christians, if you ever notice people start cussing around us, they'll start disrespecting us. I remember I was giving out Christian tracts one time in Atlantic City, and there was this man of another faith, a Muslim faith, and he said to me, "Why are you giving out this stuff about a white Jesus with blue eyes you never seen?" I said, "That's not what the Bible said. The Bible said he had woolly hair and he was dark skinned, so that told me he might have been African American. And what is the difference? My God is the true and living God." And I began to shut him down and told him, "Your God allows you to marry 5 and 6 wives. Your God allows you to sell reefer and cocaine. And the only time you get committed to your God is when you get locked up in prison." I really shut him down because that was me. I just told you like it was. But I should have known better because that was my early days as a Christian. And I learned later on, you just hold your peace and you let the devil, and you hold your peace and God will fight the battle. He'll show the devil off. So the Bible said that these Jewish Christians, they were scattered by persecution as far as Phoenicia, Cyprus, Antioch, and beyond. They had went into hiding because the persecution was great. The demonic forces, the stuff we deal with today, is minute compared to what they were going through. They were actually going through martyrdom and murder. They were being killed for even talking about Jesus, to even have an association with Jesus. They were being beat and stoned to death, and we cry because somebody in the church rolled their eyes at us. We cry because someone criticized how we wear our clothes and what we're doing. But they really suffered for the name of Jesus Christ. The Bible said that this particular letter, James, was a letter opening emphasis on joyfully enduring trials that test faith and require preference or perseverance. Well, what God is saying is when you are a part of me and when you belong to me, to reign with me is to suffer with me. And you're going to go through trials and tribulations. Anyone that's a Christian tell me I never go through nothing, I have to question your life in Christ, because we're going to constantly be tested. The Lord told us we're going to be tried and tested till we leave out of this earth. Why? Because Satan wants to pull us away from Christ. We were some of Satan's biggest customers. We were some of the biggest sinners, and God was nice enough to call us into Him. Oh, I see my cousin. No, my niece, Karen Loki. How you doing, boo boo? That's one of my favorite nieces. I see Ruth Gardner, praise God, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. You better go ahead, girl. But God wants us to know that James' personal knowledge of the scattered believers and the authoritative tone of the letter as leader of the Jerusalem church, James was writing to his scattered sheep. And they had scattered, like I said before, because they were being highly tormented. They were being highly beaten, severely beating, severely. They had to go to hiding because they were killing them, hanging them, martyring them for who? For the name of Jesus Christ. And there are some people who have lost their lives. He said to reign with me, to be with me is to reign with me. And he let us know you're going to go through. As Christians, we're going to go through. We're going to suffer a lot of things. You're going to have anxiety. You're going to suffer a little bit of depression. You're going to see some oppression. In serving Christ, because the devil is angry and mad. And we have to understand that Satan never stops antagonizing us. He never stops bringing false hope. He never stops making us want to give up. Anybody ever been tried where you just told God, Lord, I can't do this no more? Of course you have. But something on the inside told you better hold on. You better not give up on Christ. Well, that's what Satan does. The Bible said that the author's prominence is indicated by the way he identified himself simply as James. And we know that James was the half-brother in Jesus, and he was the leader of the Jerusalem church. He is regarded as the author. The Bible said that his speech at the Jerusalem Council, as well as description of him elsewhere, and it corresponded perfectly with what is known about the author of this letter. The Bible said that James most likely wrote this letter during the 40s. This early date for writing is indicated by several factors, such as the fact that James uses the Greek word synagogue to refer to the Christian place of meeting according to the Jewish historians. James, the Lord's brother, like I said, was martyred in AD 62. What was the purpose of the book of James? The purpose of James, he wrote to encourage Jewish believers who were suffering various trials that were testing their faith, to correct erroneous ideas about the nature of saving faith, to exalt and instruct the readers about the practical outworking of their faith in righteousness and righteous living and good deeds. And God, he let us know that if I call you, you're going to be persecuted for me. He told us you're going to be tried, you're going to be persecuted. He said they're going to lie on you. They're going to say all kind of matter of evil against me. It's not for your sake, but for my sake. They're doing this to hurt me. I can give you an example. I was an outreach therapist, a mental health outreach therapist. And I had a van that was given to me by the job that sometimes I would pick up some of the clinicians on the way to work. Well, I went to this gas station. I used to go there every day because you had to go there and fill up your van before you went home. And I knew the owner, and me and him were talking everything. And one day I go there and I asked him a question, and this man severely got in my face and cussed me out. And my leg began to rise because I was going to need the life out of him. And one of my co-workers said, "Evangelist Applewhite, don't do it. Don't do it." She saw him. She said, "Don't do it. Just pray. Walk away. Pray." And I walked away. I got in my van. I went home and I began to scream out loud and say, "God, why do we get persecuted like this? What did I do to this man for him to call me the F word over and over again?" And I said, "God, why?" And I was just angry and I was just crying. The next day I go to get gas. He came up to me and said, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? You filling it up?" I said, "Oh, my God." The Lord said that was Satan trying to make you get out of character. And good thing I didn't knee him, because I was going to knee him hard. But thank God for the Holy Ghost and someone watching my life, because that would have been another disaster. But thank God. And I had to forgive this man. And the Lord showed me that was Satan. And that's why God said we got to pray. We have to pray because Satan is really after us. James 15:16, confess, prayer, and be healed. These verses give us an important reason why healing is often lacking in Christian community. Sin must be confessed to others and favorite prayer for another to be made to God. Sin in the church hinders the prayers of believers and block the healing power of God from being manifested in the congregation. If the pastor's living in sin, whoever's living in sin in the church, if there's sin in the church, God doesn't work. He does not move. He takes his time to answer prayer if he decides to answer prayer when there is sin in the church. But I want to tell you what the prayer of righteous that availeth much, what it really means. It means to draw us near to God, open the way to a spirit-filled life. It brings us power for ministry and Christian life. It builds us up spiritually. It gives us insight into Christ's provision for us, help us to overcome. It clarifies the will of God for us, enable us to receive spiritual gifts, bring us into fellowship with God. It brings grace, mercy, and peace. It brings the lost to Christ. It brings us wisdom, revelation, and knowledge. It brings us healing. It brings deliverance from trouble. Glorify God with praise and thanksgiving. It allows us to glorify him. It allows us to praise him. It makes the presence of Christ real to us and ensure us of our final salvation and of Christ's intercession for us. Now, I'm going to explain to you about the fervent prayer. The Bible said it comes from the King James Version. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. The word fervent simply means impassionate, forceful, passionate, heartfelt, powerful, or wholehearted. This verse is translated in the King Version seems to indicate that A passionate, wholehearted prayer will accomplish much. You ever been through something, have been going through something, and you're on your knees crying out to God? It almost feels as if you're in the presence of God and you getting your point across and God is hearing you. I've had that many times happen where I was just like grabbing the throne of grace and say, God, this is what I need to get done. Lord, this is what I'm going through. Lord, I don't understand. Why am I going through this, God? And guess what? He answers prayers. You know what I mean? He heals millions of cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes. He saved children from kidnappers. I want to tell you something. We need to walk in a season where we're encouraging God. The effectual fervent prayer encourages God. I always encourage God. I told you before that I do a 3.5 prayer to God every morning. And I say, God, I'm not here to ask you for anything, but I'm here to encourage you. Why? Because God, like I explained before, and I'm going to keep telling you every week, that God sees children being molested, being murdered, being burnt, being beat, women being mentally, physically abused by men, and men being abused, bosses on jobs you ever had a boss on job that just simply had the devil in them, and it seemed like you were their meat and potato, and you were like, God, take me out of here. And God said, I'm not going to take you out of here, but I'm going to remove him for your sake, and I'm going to give you. What God usually do is he remove that person, and he give you their position. I worked at a hospital, and I worked in the speech department, and the place was very racist, very racist. I had a key position. It was 3 black people working there with key positions. People from all other departments, they wanted my job. One woman actually moved into my office, to an abandoned office, to try to take my position. But I was highly tested on this job, and I couldn't understand it, but people knew there was something different about me. They would say, you got a certain aura about you. There's something about you that's spiritual. And some people I would prophesy and it would come to pass. I prophesied to my boss that she was going to have a little girl named Faith, and she had a little girl named Faith. I prophesied to a sweet woman named Carol, and I told her God was going to deliver her from cancer. He delivered her from cancer, but that was the devil. But there was some that would cuss me out, and the brother could dress, and and my boss was like my best friend, and the other therapist turned her against me. But you know what? She fired me. She listened to them. The therapist wanted me to go. They couldn't understand the favor I had with her. But the same way she fired me, God fired her the same way as a director. God is a good God. God is a good God. They really tormented me, but I would wake up, and the Lord made me read the book of James every day for a whole year. And I didn't understand why, but he was letting me know, I want you to learn to have a fervent prayer before me. The difference in translations from the different Bibles, you have some Bibles that translate that the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective, and then you have others that say a righteous man can accomplish much. But what God wants us to know that we can, if we fervently seek him, when you fervently seek him, that means you are fasting, you are praying, you are on your face, you are laying before God, you are seeking God like you ever sought God like you never sought before. And you ever been going through so bad that the inside was hurting? You could feel like your heart was broken, and that was God's way of getting your attention. Say, I want you to seek me fervently. I'm going to bring you out. I'm going to deliver you. I'm going to take care of you. But I need you to get to this place of prayer where I can respond to the request. And fervent prayer allows God to do what? To respond. You want a response from God. My mother used to pray. She would go, oh, Father in heaven, I thank you. Oh, glorious God, I please you. You are welcome in this place. And I was like, Mom, you better lift that voice and call on God. I was like, God, I thank you. I praise you. Get these people off of me. I'm tired of people. I would go in. I would go in, and I would go in so hard that I would see the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. What is a righteous man? Someone that honors God, someone that tries not to offend God, not to sin against God, not to backstab, not a backbiter, but someone that is, there are some people who are severely sold out for God. You ever find yourself in the drive-thru at McDonald's and you ordering food, you get up to the line to get your food and you talking to yourself, people saying, what are you, nuts? No, I'm talking to Jesus. A fervent prayer is someone that talks to God. I don't know about you, but I talk to him all day long. Lord, what's going on here? Lord, I need you here. Lord, speak to me about this. When you have a prophetic anointing, you have to ask God, Holy Ghost, speak to me. And you get a little notebook and you date it and God will start speaking to you. But the effectual fervent prayer is a prayer that gets the job done. Let me tell you something. If someone is sick in your family and close to death, do a effectual fervent prayer. I mean, get on your face, anoint your head with oil, lay before God prostrate, and tell him, Lord, this is what's going on with my family member. But God, you said you're the God of healer, and then you got to give him his name. Lord, you said you are Jehovah Rapha, the God that heal. You know, I've learned all 16 of God's names in the last 6 or 7 weeks, and I learned what they meant, because we got to understand that God, he has a name. God has names. God is just his title. Like I'll say El Shaddai, the Lord God Almighty, Elohim, the Lord of hosts, the awesome God. I would say Adonai, the Lord and Master. I would say Yahweh, the Lord Jehovah. Jehovah Nissi, the Lord our banner. Jehovah Rohi, he is the shepherd. Jehovah Rapha, the Lord that heals. Jehovah Shammah, the Lord is there. And then I would just repeat his name, just go over his names. I would go Jehovah Tiskanu, the Lord our righteousness. Jehovah Mekadesh Kim, he is the God that sanctify us. Elolam, the everlasting God. Elohim, God. Quana, the jealous God. I will go Jehovah Jireh, you are my provider. Jehovah Shalom, you are the God of peace. Jehovah Sabbath, you are the Lord of hosts. I always recite God's name. I learn God's names. When you're doing a fervent, effectual prayer, whatever the situation is, God has a name for that situation, and you need to learn the name so it can be effective. So he know when you say, Lord, you are Jehovah Rapha. Lord, you are the God that heal, and I know that you can heal. Lord, I got bills that need to be paid. Father, what I need you to do is be my Jehovah Jireh. You said that you would provide. Lord, I'm going through in my life. My children are taking me through. They're being disobedient. My husband, my wife are taking me through. And you said you're the everlasting God. That means that you understand. You know what I'm going through, and you're going to fight for me. God, he has names, and you need to focus and learn his names, so when you begin to pray to God, he'll know what you're talking about and who you're talking about. I love this part of my life now where I just call his names. I say it in prayer 3 or 4 times. I just recite his names, and then I tell him how good he is to me. Then I'll tell God, you're marvelous, you're awesome, you're wonderful. God, I'm here to encourage you, Father. And you know what? I actually give God body massages. I know some people might think that's strange, but what I'm doing is I'm fervently seeking him by massaging him, because God sees so much hurt. He sees so much rejection. You have people that don't believe that there is a God that's offensive to him, and he still take care of them on a regular basis. You got people that worship Satan, but God still want them before we leave this earth. He doesn't stop at trying to win their souls. I can tell you, I worked at Atlantic Care, And I worked on the floor where there were AIDS people. And I tell you, I would cry every day because they would be right at the door. One time there was a guy, he was just breathing, right? He was his last breath. And the Lord said, go in there and I want you to tell him in his mind to recite this. I'm going to receive him. And then I would come out, I would go to the bathroom, fall on my knees, just crying and saying, God, why do I have to do this? Then there was a girl, she had AIDS, full-blown AIDS, and she was blind. And she said, and I asked her, do you want to receive Christ? She said, yes. And then there was someone who was of another faith trying to pull her. She said, no, I want the true and living God. I want the, and the other person of faith said, no, but Allah. She said, no, I want God. I want Jesus. And I began to minister to her, and she accepted Jesus Christ. She said, would you pray? I have a daughter. She's only 5 years old, and she's going to be in the world by herself. Would you pray that God would keep her? And I said that fervent prayer, and she went on that afternoon. This would happen to me all the time. And during that time, I'm going to tell you, I worked in places where they were so racist. They were so mean to those patients. When it was time for them to eat and stuff, I watched people slide their food in their rooms with their feet, and they had to crawl out the room, and I would get gloved up, face mask, everything, and I would go in there help them, and I would encourage them. I would pray with them. I would tell them how much God loved them, and Satan hated me. Oh my God, they did everything to get me fired. And one day I just told the doctors and nurses, y'all treat these people so bad. You forget they're human. They messed up, but God still loves them. And whenever God would say, get up, go to room such and such, I would go to that room and I would win the soul. And I'll never forget one time I was in the music industry and God stripped me. He took me out of the music industry. I was a gaming supervisor, and he took everything from me, stripped me, and I was working for a temp agency making pittance, $8 an hour, and I was so discouraged because I was used to having everything I want, but God had to strip me so I could get to know Him. He had to teach me how to fervently pray to him. And I remember one day I was laying across the bed just saying, God, why can't I go back in the music business? Why can't you let me be a gospel singer? Why can't I record? I was just asking God all these things, and all of a sudden he showed me a vision of a transgender man. And the Lord said, go to the hospital. I had a pastoral care ID so I can go and pray for people. And the Lord said, tell him if he received me, I'll receive him in heaven tonight. And I got on the bus, like I walked to the bus station, got on the bus, and there he was. He couldn't talk. His chest was swollen, everything, but he was dressed like a woman. And I said, God sent me to minister to you so you can accept him tonight. And let me tell you something. He had tears rolling down his eyes. He couldn't talk. So I said, in your mind, repeat these words. And I gave him a prayer of repentance. And I said, every time you finish what I'm telling you to say, you blink your eyes. He would blink his eyes. And then I heard the Lord say, you're finished here. And I left. I went back the next day. His room was cleaned out. He had died that night, like the Lord said. But the Lord brought him to him. That was more important for God, for me to win a soul, than me recording a record or for me complaining. I was just complaining that day. And I cried. I cried and asked God to forgive me. You know, sometimes we're asking God for this, asking God for that. And when he doesn't move, we get angry, we get disappointed. But God is saying, I got more important things for you to do. You know, the Bible tells us that his ways are what? That they are past finding out. God is a God that have a need. The world we're considered an open system for him. Open system means that he can reach down and touch any of us like puppets, say, do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. Like I told you before, I was a mental health therapist. I was making $72,000 a year. I had just got a brand new position, and the Lord said to me, call the people and tell you tell them you're not going to take the job. So I pleaded the blood of Jesus that morning. But something on the inside told me that was God. I began to pray, God, rebuke Satan. He don't want me to take this job. And I laid back down and woke up. The Lord said, I said for you to call these people and tell them you're not going to accept the position. So I knew that was God talking. And I called the director of human resources. He said, are you crazy? They just offered you $72,000 a year salary to start, and you're not going to take this position. The owner met you at Walmart. I met the owner of the facility at Walmart, talked to someone else about a job, and told her that I was a college graduate, I was a mental health therapist, and she gave me the job right then and there. They hired me. She hired me in Walmart. I just knew that was God, but that wasn't his plan. So the next day, I'm crying, I'm weeping, I feel grieved. I say, God, this can't be you. I've suffered so long, and finally I'm going to be making money again. Lord, I'm going to be making almost $3,000 a week, and you mean to tell me I got to give up? I have to give up this job. But you know what? I did what he said, and I had a CD came out. Let me tell you what God did. And he said, go into full-time ministry as a pastor. And I did what he said. And let me tell you, the end of the year, I was going over what I made from record sales. I had a CD that was out. They were buying it like crazy. And an NFL player blessed me financially. People, I was preaching, and they were giving me thousands of dollars in offerings. When I figured it out, I had made $105 a year, $105,000 for the next 8 years. I made that kind of money just doing ministry. God is a good God, but it took the effectual, fervent prayer. I had to constantly seek him and say, "Are you sure, God?" And God was like, "Aren't you rent free? Didn't I give you a Mercedes free? Didn't someone buy you? I had someone to buy you a Mercedes." He said, "You don't have no debt." It caught up, but I followed what he said. And I feel that this is for someone that God is trying to tell you, wait on that job. He said, I got something better for you. He said, a secret will be unfold why you're not going to take this job, why he doesn't want you to take the job. He has something greater for you. This is a person that's running from ministry. God has called you to preach and teach the gospel, and you're running. But God said, get on your face, get on your knees. He wants to bless you. You know, I told y'all last week how the Lord told me to close down the church. He told me to close down the Bible college. Everything I was doing, he said, close it down. So for a year, 2018, I was miserable. I was upset. But what am I supposed to be doing? I'm not making no money. But he was sustaining me. And he had people to take care of me. And I was like, I'm used to making my own money. But I tried to start, like I told you last week, I tried to start me a beauty salon. Built a brand new beauty salon in my family room. Beautiful, black and red and gold. And I had 3 customers. And then I started learning how to do man weaves. And I'm working on a man weave. I heard God say, so you're doing hair now? So I had to take everything down. The hair salon, everything. And put back my recording studio. Then I said, Lord, I'm doing a t-shirt. So I had my designer to design a whole collection. Nothing sold. God said, I didn't tell you to do that. I was trying so many things, and I'm saying, well, this is what I can do, God. And Lord, I'm going to do this. And then one day God said, broadcast. I just want you to broadcast. And next thing I know, when I did what he said, he opened up the windows of heaven. He just began to bless me, and every week he blesses me. But you know what? I had to listen to him, and it took the fervent, effectual prayer, because one day I just said, God, what am I supposed to be doing? Just sitting here all day? And he said, no, get on your face for 3 hours. And I started praying for 3 hours, and it was magnificent, because what? I'm doing an effectual, fervent prayer. I'm praying for pastors, for bishops, for people with cancer, sickness, people on dialysis. I'm praying for my whole entire family, my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, my little cousins, my nieces, my nephews, my family. I am seeking God. I have a couple nephews who are on drugs and alcohol very bad. They look sickly, and I'm fighting. See, I'm Satan. I'm effectually calling out to God, Lord, remove it. Remove Satan out of their lives. You know, your family can be blessed, but Satan can come in like a flood, and he's actually, the Bible says he come to kill, steal, and destroy. You need a fervent, effectual prayer to pray some of this stuff off of your family. You know, you got children that cuss their parents out, that fight them, that beat them, that put their hands on them. Back in the day, it wasn't nothing for a parent to pick up a bat and beat you upside your head and tear you behind it. But now you go to jail for that. So these kids know that. So that's why they antagonize you. I dare you. I've seen one person do this to their father, put their hand in the forehead and told them, you can't do nothing to me. I ain't scared of you. But I knew why the father didn't do it, because the father knew he would go to jail. He would kill his son. And I just said, how do you do that? But I begin to intercede. Let me tell you something. He might not take care of the problem today, but eventually God's going to take care of the problem, because the Bible said to honor your mother and father for your days to be longer. If not, you out of here. God is not going to keep allowing children to cuss their parents out. Creflo Dollar was one, and you know he gave his children an illustrious life. They lived a very blessed life. Like my daughter lives a very privileged and excellent life. But I stay on her because sometimes she can be lazy. And I tell her, you lazy. You know, so I start making her do things, because eventually I'm not going to be here. And she's going to have to fend for herself. She got to learn how to fend for herself. I watched a family member do that to their daughter. Now the daughter hates them. And one day I had to tell the daughter, I said, I remember your mother working 3 years, 3 jobs to take care of you. She said, I don't remember that. I remember it. Just like yesterday. And one day the Lord said to tell them to honor your mother. So we go away to Detroit. Karen Clark Shear, my friend, was on the stage singing, and she said, I don't know who this is for out in this audience, but I hear God saying, honor your mother and your father. That was confirmation from God. And I looked at her and I said, that's confirmation. And he ain't talking to me. Yes, he is. Let me tell you something. Your mother will do everything. Will not have a car so you can have a car. Will help you get a place to live, help pay the rent, and you won't even let her drive your car. That's mean. That's a mean person when you treat your mother. Let me tell you something. I honored my mother. I gave my mother diamonds, minks, whatever she wanted. I remember one day she had this little teeny 19-inch color TV, and I had a house full of big screens, and I went and got my mother a big screen TV. She said, I ain't never seen nothing this big. My mother was dying. She had cancer, and the Lord told me buy her a mink coat, and when I gave it to her, she said, 2 days ago, I prayed to God. I saw a commercial of Simmons, and I said, Lord, touch one of my sons to give me a coat. And he answered. She almost had a heart attack. Then I wanted my mother to have diamonds, diamond rings, diamond necklaces, diamond earrings, everything diamond. And God blessed me to bless and honor my mother. Why? Because my mother was good to me. My mother was very good to me. We lived a privileged life, you know. But it took my mother the effectual fervent prayer to get that coat, and I didn't feel bad doing it. Then the Lord told me I was saving for a house, and he said, I want you to pay your mother's mortgage every month. And I said, well, what about the house I'm trying to get? When I got finished giving her, paying her mortgage every month, I got down to $500. And I said, well, Lord, then my mother called me. I helped her get out of a bind. And there was that last of my money to buy a house. And the Lord said, give it to her. And I said, Mom, I'll bring it to you. No, I said, I'll pay the bill myself for you. And I did. And that was it. I didn't have the money to get a house. But let me tell you what God did for me. My mother called me and she said, I'll pay it back. I'll find some kind of way to give it back to you. I promise. I said, Mom, you don't owe me nothing for the 9 months you carried me. doctored me and prayed for me. No charge. I began to minister to my mother. I said, Mom, you don't owe me nothing. You don't have to give this money back. God told me to bless you. He told me to help. You're supposed to help your parents. I know someone that had $500,000 and gave their mother $250 and then another $750, but blessed everybody with tens of thousands of dollars, but didn't do nothing for their mother. The mother went to her grave hurt, and they lived with her for 47 years and didn't pay a dime. And that mother was hurt. So I'm just telling you, I don't know who this is for. Treat your mother right. Love your mother. They're not perfect, but they'll drop everything they're doing for you. They'll pay your bill and delay their bills. That's what real mothers do. When was the last time you told your parents you loved them? I don't know why God is going this way, but there's a reason that he's going this way. And like I said, it takes effectual, fervent prayer to pray your children back in line. Bind that disrespectful spirit where they're yelling at you and screaming at you. Bind that in the name of Jesus Christ. You know, because let me tell you something about a mother and father. Despite how you treat them, they will never leave you out in the cold. Especially a saved parent. They won't. You can always go home and get something to eat. How many know we could always get a meal from Mama? Mama will get out of her sick bed. She will cook fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, greens, sweet potatoes, and a roll, and a Diet Pepsi on the side for you. That's how good mothers are. The Bible says that praying for healing, and says that the prayer of faith offered in faith will be answered. So he's telling you the fervent, effectual prayer, praying in faith, it will be answered. That's like saying, Lord, I believe you. Lord, I trust you. Lord, I know it's done. Sometimes you just got to tell God it's done. Right now, I'm requesting some things from God, and the enemy was making me doubt that they won't happen. But God said, everything you ever asked me for, I gave it to you. And what I did was I typed up 10 flyers say, I believe God. And I told God what I believe him for, and I taped them all over my house, in the bathroom, on my dresser mirror, all on the walls, in the living room, in the kitchen, on the front door, on the door to the family room, in the hallways. I just taped them because I said, God, I believe you. And every time the devil brings doubt, I'm going to effectually, fervently pray that I believe God. And that's the thing where God moves. Okay, they believe me, despite how outlandish and crazy the word I gave, because God will give you outlandish, crazy a word. And you'll be like, are you serious? He had told me so many things, and everything happened. He told me one time I was going to live rent-free. That happened. He told me I was going to be debt-free. That happened. He told me that I would live a prestigious life. That happened. He told me that I would be surrounded by entertainers in the gospel music. That happened. He told me I was going to do an award show. I've done 4 or 5 very successful, no balance rendered, paid for in full. God is a good God. He's a man of his word. Now, I'm going to talk about Elijah. The Bible said that James refers to 1 Kings 17:1, where Elijah told Ahab that it would not rain for the next few years. This drought was punishment for Israel's worship of Baal after 3.5 years of drought. Elijah defeated the prophets of Baal in a showdown on Mount Carmel. That's in 1 Kings 18, 16, and 40. At that time, there was the queen Jezebel, and then there was her husband, the king Ahab. And Jezebel considered herself a prophetess of the highest magnitude. She was the one that created Baal, who was supposed to be the god of vegetation, trees, fruit. But we know God is the God of that. And she created Asherah, who was supposed to be the goddess of water. That she made all the sea creatures and sea animals and the sea orchids and things like that, which we know all of this. And he said, in the beginning there was. And God spoke everything. God, our God, spoke everything to existence. Well, she had 450 false prophets and 400 false prophets. And Elijah challenged them to see who was the true and living God. And they began to call on Baal. And for hours, almost a whole day. They began to cut their arms with latches like a little knife where they were bleeding. And after that, he made fun of them, about them calling on this false god, but he made a trench with fire and wood. And he put I think it was a bull, a fatted bull, and cooked it. And God sucked the meat up and everything. He sucked the water, he sucked everything up. And when they saw that, they couldn't believe it. And guess what? They turned to the real God. But some of them were killed. He killed about 400 of them. But God is letting us know this was a real prophet who had an effectual, fervent prayer. And because of their worshiping of Baal, he asked God to hold up the rain for 3.5 years. And his effectual, fervent prayer made God hold up that rain. And then after 3.5 years, he asked God to bring back the rain. I'm going to tell y'all something, and I hope y'all don't think this is strange, that you don't think this is crazy. But one day I was walking to a tent revival service, and I was all dressed up, looking cute, looking fine. And all of a sudden, it started pouring down rain. I didn't have an umbrella. I said, God, please, I'm going to be soaking wet. Please stop the rain. Please, Jesus. And God stopped the rain. And I said, oh my God, he heard me. I got to the tent revival. As soon as I got underneath the tent, it started pouring down like crazy. But you see how God said the effectual fervent prayer, that happens to us now. I tell saints, if you got the Holy Ghost, you can speak things into existence. One time I needed a new computer, and I told God going out the door, I need a new computer, put one there. And the same day, a friend of mine came over, and she said, we were going, I was taking her somewhere, and she said, oh, we're going to put a new computer right there. I said, oh my God. Then I wanted a piano in my living room. Not only did God, and what happened was I was at a shelter, recruiting people for this program, and there was a little girl. She was sitting there. She could have been no more than 5 or 6, but she was very sad. It was Christmas. And I said, what's wrong? Nothing. I said, what you getting for Christmas? Nothing. We're poor. We in the shelter. We don't have nothing. I said, well, what do you want? So she said, I want a Barat doll. And I had to remember that. And I laughed. I said, you're going to get that for Christmas. And I remember that weekend we got our Christmas bonus. I didn't go to the Christmas party, but at Monday, my director gave me a large Christmas bonus. I went to Basque House. I got her a Barat doll who had on black and gold. It was beautiful. I made them wrap it up. So I went to that homeless shelter, but I forgot what the little girl looked like. But I remember she said Barat, not brat, but she said a Barat doll. So I saw this lady. I said, I'm looking for a little girl. She asked me for a doll for Christmas. The lady said, that sounds like my granddaughter. And when she said, I'll go get her. When she got her, I said, baby, what did you want for Christmas? She said, a Barat doll. And I said, oh my God, here you go. And that little girl screamed, oh my God, the joy she had, it was priceless. And when I got in my car, I cried all the way home. I cried. So I had a heart's desire. I wanted a piano for the living room. And when I got the piano, the Lord had took $300 or $400 or $500 off the piano. But I also had a desire for a recording keyboard, which was $8,000. And I'll go in there that Saturday, because I had to take the piano back because the top piece, the wood was broken, and they had to replace it. And this millionaire came in there, and he told me, he said, I remember I told my father how everything you prophesied to me came to pass. And I told him some big things. And I told him he was going to get a Grammy from Whitney Houston, and that happened. A lot of things I told him. And he was playing the keyboard. I said, I'm going to get that, lay that away after Christmas. So he said, how much it cost? I told him, he told the manager to come over, and he bought me that $8,000 keyboard. I cried. When I said, I walked out of it with two, because I had done something for a child. And God said, what you do for my little ones, you do also to me. But it was effectual, fervent prayer, because I wanted that keyboard. I would pray, God, please bless me. I want that for my studio. And God gave it to me. And all God is saying to us today is, He will supply all your needs. But he says, seek me with a fervent prayer. Just seek me. Just call out to me. You know what'll make God move when you just worship him. Like I told you, I want y'all to download all 16 names of God, learn his names and what they mean, and recite them to him. He's gonna move on your behalf. We are on the radio station because of donations. If you'd like to donate to us, we're asking you to cash app us at Prophet Dr. Keni Kenny Applewhite. You can also go to City of Hope Bible College PayPal to donate to us. Also, we have a prayer line that you can call, leave me a message. If you need me to pray for something, get a word from heaven at 609-412-2465. That's 609-412 2465. Also, you can email us at Prophet Dr. Keni Applewhite at gmail.com. If you got a prayer request, just let us know and just give us some feedback on the show. I'm really proud of this, what God has done for me as far as this new ministry. We're also working on, I can't believe it, we're going to be on TV next year. Thank you, Jesus. In February, we'll be on TV. You can see me on cable TV on Saturdays at 5 o'clock p.m. God is doing great things. He's just directing me because he wants this thing to be heard. And on the TV channel, it'll be seen in 20 million homes. God is a good God, isn't he? You never know. That's why I said I didn't know these things were going to happen, but I did had a dream 20 years ago that I had a TV show, and this has come to pass, and God is good. So seed to us, donate to us. Like again, you can donate at Cash App Prophet Dr. Keni Kenny Applewhite. You can donate at PayPal at City of Hope Bible College at gmail.com. And you can also mail to us God's Will for Your Life, 4804 Green Ash Lane, Mays Landing, New Jersey. God is a good God. He's an awesome God. And this hour has gone so quickly. But I hope you understand about the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. God is so good. He is really, really so good. I think I have my daughter in the studio with me. Say hello.
Hi.
Next week she's going to sing. Like I said, Karen Clark Sheard will be on the air with me next Sunday. She'll be on the air talking about her new record, Victory, talking about the movie and what God's will is for her life and what's going on. I was glad to talk to her this morning, and she said, God is really doing great things for you. I see my friend. I'm going to be doing a prophetic conference in June. One of the prophets will be Prophet Dr. Antonio Schroeder. Another prophet out of Atlanta. This man called you out by your first name. I will also be prophesying another prophetess by the name of Sharon Phillips, and we're gonna have a great time at this conference. I'm gonna have celebrity guests performing and singing. Also, Karen Clark Sheard is gonna preach for us. So I'm looking forward to what God is doing. You know, God is really doing great things for me and for the ministry and for him. And last year, I didn't know what God wanted for me, and I was angry. I was bitter. But when he told me to pray to him 3 times a day, he openly showed me, these are my plans for you. That's not my plan. You know, I'm an entrepreneur. I like making money. I like having my own money. But God has me in a season where he is truly taking care of me. My child, she had a Christmas like a millionaires, like an heir to the throne. God blessed her immensely, and I was proud, and she was very happy. But children, you tell your children that they have to come higher. They have to come higher. Your children, tell them they have to come higher. They got to do better. Start teaching them responsibilities. I can't stand when a kid see paper on the ground and walk past it. And you're like, you can walk past a piece of paper on the floor and they won't pick it up because they know you're going to get it. They know you're going to do it. So what I do is I just leave it right there. And I just say, so that's going to stay on the floor. But we have to teach our kids to come higher. I am really excited. God knows this hour went by so quick. Also, if you're listening, if you don't know Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, repeat these words. Father, I give my life to you to have and to hold for all eternity. Father, use me to do your will. In the name of Jesus, use me. And Lord, I accept you as my Lord and Savior. And you have just been welcomed into the world and the kingdom of God. And that's all God wants. He wants his people. When we be determined to want to meet him in the end, be determined to make it into the rapture. The Bible says that we're supposed to be expecting the rapture. We're supposed to talk about it with him. We're supposed to express, Lord, when are you coming back? Every now and then I'll say, God, when are you coming back? How long it's going to be? Am I going to see it in this lifetime? I believe we are going to see it in this lifetime because there are a lot of latter prophecies coming to pass. A lot of things are coming to pass, and we see them what? All the time. God is great, and he is what? Worthy to be praised. I'm waiting for my engineer and producer to get me off the air, but I don't know where he is. But I'm still on the air. Y'all be blessed. And I thank God. I want to give my friend Deacon Bill Hawks, keep him in prayer. God is a miracle worker. I love him and his wife Elaine. They're like my brother. They're like my real brother and sister. We went over there for the holidays 2 days in a row, and I ate like a Russian pig. I ate so good. Elaine can cook. My God, that woman can cook. My sister was mad Thanksgiving. I went over to her. She said, I told my sister, I ate your food for 25 years. I need something new. And God knows. God knows that I enjoy eating. I love eating. I got to lose some weight. That's what I got to do. Y'all be blessed. And I will see you all next week. I do?
Yeah, you have till 2.
Wow. Thank
Yeah,
you.
still on?
I'm still on the air.
Yep.
I didn't know. I just found out I have to 2 o'clock. And
Yeah, because you got on. Yeah. Wait. Yep.
okay. I have to 2 o'clock. If you want, I see some of you on live. If you want to answer some questions, I will answer them right now. If anyone has a question that is watching, if you want to know something about God, I'm also a theology Bible college teacher. I also teach social work and Christian counseling. The Lord has blessed me in that area. And if you have a question, you can ask me a question, or you can call into
609-641-8870.
and I will take your questions. Make sure you all call in next week for Karen Clark Sheard, and so that way you can ask some questions on Facebook Live. I'm going to have people asking her questions. She is a sweetheart. She is like one of my best friends. We have a great relationship together. God is a good God and an awesome God.
Tell me what you're trying to do to me when you keep on blessing me this way. I can't explain all you've done for me, but you sure put a smile on my face everywhere. Everywhere I go, I gotta let the whole world know. Gotta let the whole world know.